But guess who?
Climate scientists are increasingly concerned that global heating is happening so fast it could lead to cascading effects that will be hard to recover from. Earlier this month, a leaked draft report from the International Panel on Climate Change warned of a series of thresholds beyond which recovery from climate breakdown may become impossible.
Yeah, the IPCC a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago, I don't know for sure, I can't remember when, but were caught up in an email exchange that proved they were lying to people. So it boils down to a simple fact: unless they fired all those people, the IPCC cannot be believed these days, not in the least little bit. Have a good day.
Well, to help connect the dots between this latest heat wave and the fingerprint of climate change, I'm joined by Noah Diffenbaugh. He is a climate scientist at Stanford University. Noah, you're in California. I think now 42 of 58 counties are in drought conditions. Extreme weather events like this are talked about a lot, often as just one-offs that we have to endure until things get back to normal. Is that how we should be looking at this latest heat wave?
Well, we're now in a climate where these kinds of extreme events are much more likely and much more severe, and the conditions right now are a great example. What's happening in BC and Oregon and Washington and Northern California, we have the kind of atmospheric pattern that produces heat waves, but it's a very severe version of that, and it's producing very severe heat. We have a lot of evidence now that when these weather patterns do occur, they produce more severe heat and a broader, greater spatial area of severe heat. And that's one of many kinds of extremes that we have clear evidence are increasing in frequency and severity around the world.
And you say, I think California is in effectively a new climate. Are we approaching a threshold?
Well, California is clearly in a climate that's different from the climate of 50 or 100 years ago, when our water infrastructure and water management systems were designed and built. It's a climate where we're much more likely to have protracted, warm, dry periods with more severe drought, more severe wildfire conditions, and to still have those periods punctuated by wet conditions, but wet conditions that produce much more runoff and flood risk as a result of the much less reliable snowpack that we have now because of the global warming that's already happened. So it's very clear that California and much of Western North America are in a new climate. It's a climate that continues to change.
You know, the takeaway for some people when they hear this is that we're doomed anyway, so what's the point? What do you say to those people?
Even if the Paris Agreement is successful, holding the global temperature below 2 degrees is still more global warming and climate change than we've already had. Failing to hit those UN Paris goals means 3 degrees of global warming or more. There's no question that will be more severe than what we're already experiencing now. So really, dealing with climate change really means finding ways to both, supply the energy needs of the world, while also limiting the amount of global warming. And we know that requires reducing emissions, and then also adapting not just to the climate change that's already happened, but to the climate change that will occur in the future.
Noah Diffenbaugh at Stanford University, thanks.